Your plant's roots are hungry, and the solution might be sitting right on top of the soil. This is top dressing, one of the easiest ways to boost nutrition, improve soil health, and even make your plants look better without repotting or mixing a single scoop of new soil. Today, we're breaking down how it works, the best materials to use, and how to avoid the common mistakes that waste your time and your fertilizer. And stick around until the end. We've got a free roots and roasts top dressing guide, so you'll know exactly what to use, when to use it, and how to make it last. Top dressing is the practice of adding a fresh layer of nutrient-rich or protective material directly onto the surface of your plant soil. It works by slowly releasing nutrients every time you water, while also protecting the root zone and improving moisture retention. Think of it as a nutrient blanket, feeding from the top down, without disturbing delicate roots or breaking up an established plant's mix. Top dressing can be purely functional like compost or slow-release fertilizer granules, or decorative like polished stones, bark chips, or moss, which double as a design while supporting soil health. The key is choosing the right material for the plant's needs and your environment. We'll break down exactly what works best for tropical foliage, succulents, flowering plants, and herbs. Top dressing is the perfect solution when your plant needs a nutrient boost, but you don't want to repot. Here's when it shines: early in the growing season to jumpstart new growth. Mid-season, when soil nutrients start running low. For plants that dislike root disturbance, like orchids or mature succulents. When you want to improve soil structure and moisture without changing the pot. It's also ideal for refreshing the look of a planter, especially in decorative indoor spaces where exposed soil dries out fast or attracts fungus gnats. Avoid top dressing if your plant is in dormancy, fighting root rot, or already in severely compacted soil. In those cases, you'll want a full soil refresh instead. When it comes to top dressing, you've got two categories: nutrient-based and decorative and functional. Nutrient-based options feed your plants over time. Think slow-release granular fertilizer, worm castings, compost blends. Decorative and functional top dressings protect the soil surface, lock in moisture, and keep fungus gnats away. Options include horticultural sand or fine gravel, orchid bark, coconut core chips. You can blend the two for double benefits. Feed the soil and make it look great. And whatever you choose, make sure it's clean, pest-free, and the right texture for your plant's needs. Fine particles for small pots, chunkier materials for large planters. Want our full top dressing materials chart with recommended ratios and sources? Download the free guide at Roots and Roasts. Let's walk it step by step so you can top dress any plant with confidence. Pre-check. Make sure the plant is not dormant, overwatered, or battling root rot. The soil should be slightly moist, not bone dry. Prep your materials. Use clean, sifted materials. Lightly pre-mist dusty amendments like coir or fine compost so they don't blow or float. Choose a recipe. Match the mix to the plant. Here are 3 reliable starting points. Tropicals: Monstera, Philodendron, Ficus. Ratio: 3:2:1. Worm castings. Compost: slow-release granules. Example: 6 to 8 inch pot, half a cup castings plus 1/3 cup compost plus 1 to 2 tablespoon granules. Succulents and cacti. Ratio: 2:1. 1 pumice/perlite, fine gravel/sand, bark chips, little to no compost. Example: 6 to 8 inch pot, half a cup pumice plus a 1/4 cup gravel plus a 1/4 cup small bark. Herbs and edibles, indoor planters. Ratio: 2:1. Compost, castings, fine bark or coir. Example: window box, 1 cup compost plus 1 cup castings plus half a cup coir. Apply the donut ring. Keep material off the crown, the base where stems meet soil. Make a ring from mid-pot to the rim, that's where feeder roots live. Thickness guide: don't smother forward a 6-inch pot. 1/2, 1.2 centimeters, 8 to 10 pot. 3/4, 1, 2 to 2.5 centimeters, 12, 14 plus pot, up to 1/2, 2, 3.8 to 5 centimeters. Max special cases, succulents. Leave a small bare watering well near the stem to avoid rot. Nap pressure? Top with 1/2 inch horticultural sand as a barrier. Water gently to settle and activate nutrients. Aim for even damp, not runoff. Technique: fine rose watering can or pump sprayer. Circle the rings slowly. If water beads up, pause, let it soak, then continue. Avoid splashing granules on the leaves. Aftercare and refresh cadence. Resume normal watering. Reapply or refresh the layer every 8 to 12 weeks in a growing season. Pair with light liquid feeds every 2 to 4 weeks if the plant is pushing fast growth. Maintenance: if salt crust on top, flush with plain water every 6 to 8 weeks. Wipe the rim, date the pot, masking tape under the saucer, and note the recipe. Common mistakes: avoid super thick layers, fresh hot manure, or sealing the surface with dense pebbles on moisture-loving plants. When in doubt, go thinner. You can always add. Top dressing isn't a one and done. Timing matters as much as technique. For indoor plants, refresh your top dressing every 8 to 12 weeks during active growing season, spring through early fall. That's when most slow-release granules taper off. Organic matter like compost or castings starts to break down and lose potency. If you're correcting a nutrient deficiency or a plant is bouncing back from stress, you can refresh as soon as every 6 weeks, but if the roots are healthy. When plants slow down in winter or go dormant, pause or lighten your top dressing. Excess nutrients during rest cause salt buildup and root stress. Refresh a regular watering day after lightly moistening the soil first. Never add top dressing to dry, hard-packed soil. Water will run off and nutrients won't reach feeder roots. The Roots and Rows pro tip that turns a good enough top dressing into a game changer, and it's one most skip. Before adding anything, gently loosen the top 1 to 2 inches of soil with a hand rake or fork. This reopens microchannels for water and air, letting nutrients travel straight to feeder roots instead of clumping on the surface. Layer. Mix textures in your top dressing for nutrition and structure. 1/4 compost, 1/4 worm castings, 1/2 slow-release fertilizer granules if your plant likes it. Add a thin top layer of mulch or moss to lock in moisture. After you've dressed, water lightly to wake up the nutrients and settle the layer. Skip heavy watering. You want activation, not washout. The next day, and check moisture. If the surface feels dry but the soil underneath is damp, you nailed it. Top dressing is more than just a fresh layer. It's a quiet reset for your plant's health. Done right, it keeps your soil alive, your roots fed, and your plant thriving month after month. Want the exact top dressing calendar and ingredient guide we use at Roots and Roasts? It's free and it'll show you what to add, when to add it, and how to make it last all season. Click the link below, grab your free guide, and join our Roots and Roasts email list for pro plant care you won't find anywhere else. See you next week for Week 4, Fertigation in the Feed the Roots series.